Kraken General Manager Ron Francis, kind enough to join us to kick it off here. Ronnie, thank you for doing this, number one. And let's start with where the team's at right now as far as you look at things, and just give us your assessment of what's happened so far.
Yeah, no, I think we're a little disappointed where we are at this point. I mean, I think we expected better things heading into the season, and we've struggled. Variety of reasons, but we think we're a better team than we're playing right now, and we're trying to find a way to get back to playing the way we think we're capable of.
I think it's important maybe for you to address a few things that have happened over the weekend. I think it's caused some confusion with our fan base, and I'm talking about, when a team struggles, people look into things, they put some things together. Todd Leiweke made a trip into Buffalo. They write things, they speculate. So why don't you clear the air as far as where all that stands for you?
Yeah, no, we've got a great relationship with Todd. I mean, I was at the World Junior Tournament. I flew back to Seattle last Monday. I had board meetings and investor meetings on Wednesday, Thursday, and my plan was to catch back up with the team Saturday in Detroit. Saturday nights will be with them. Todd sent me a text on Tuesday, said that he had some meetings that were canceled. There were supposed to be some people from LA, and unfortunately we all know the devastating fires down there. His schedule freed up, and it was his birthday on the weekend, and I think he just wanted to go watch some hockey games. So he sent me a text, said, I'm going to go watch some games, and I said, great, I'll see you in Detroit on Saturday. And one thing led to another, and a lot more speculation, but unfortunately we couldn't give him a good birthday present on Sunday.
Well, lines of communication are vitally important. You've always talked about that, right, in terms of the ownership. And that's the one thing that's been a beacon of light for the Kraken, and it still remains that way, doesn't it?
Absolutely. My direct boss is Sam Holloway, the late David Bonnerman's daughter, and I wouldn't say we talk every single day, but we talk several times a week, and the lines of communications are open and good, and nobody wants it more than Sam to get this thing in the right direction and having more success as an organization moving forward, and we're working to try and accomplish that.
How about the job that head coach Dan Bylsma has done and where that stands? And there was also some things said about the hiring process and all of that.
Yeah, listen, I'm the GM. I hired Dan. He's my coach, and we're both trying to figure out a way to get us to where we need to get to. It's when you go through a stretch like this and things aren't happening, I think a lot of times your team becomes fragile. You lose some confidence, and we're trying to get it back to, you're seeing it even on this road trip. We had a great first period in Columbus, not so great in the second. In Buffalo, we didn't have a great first period. We had a great last 40 minutes. And then we had a terrible start in Detroit. So it's a fragile group, and it's lost their confidence. We need to come out and just do the things that we know how we do well. We've shown it in spurts over the course of the season. We show we're capable when we play well, and we got to get back to believing in that and doing that.
What the fans don't see is when you're around the team, you're really around the team, and you had an off day yesterday. How did you spend it? I hear you had some meetings with the coaches, with the players, and where does this have to be fixed for you?
Yeah, no, and that's part of the job, right? As you go through this, it's never going to be a smooth 82-game season. There's going to be ups and downs, and so you have conversations with your coaches and what they're thinking, maybe what I'm seeing up top. We have those discussions on suggestions that maybe we can try. The same thing, right? You're talking to your players, you're grabbing some of your leaders, you're having discussions with them, trying to get them some confidence back, trying to help them as far as their leadership in the room and on the ice, and that's all part of it. We're all in this together. We all want to be successful. The players aren't happy either. They want to win. It's much more fun coming to the rink when you're winning. So you're trying to do things like that, and we're all in this together, and we're trying to find a way out of it.
Is there a fundamental thing that has to be fixed in terms of the way they play, defensively or offensively, or?
Yeah, no, I think it's just more connected. I think when you're struggling, you're fragile, and then at times you tend to, I'm going to do my job, and I'm also going to help somebody else. And it's doing your job, doing it well. I think our work ethic in all three zones and connecting together can be better. I think supporting each other. Stuff is going to happen in a hockey game. It's not always going to go your way. How we respond to that. We need to be more resilient. We need to be more together on that. And if we start doing that and having success, then we can have some more fun in the game and get the results that we're hoping to get.
The health of two players that are very popular with the fans, the captain Jordan Eberle. We haven't heard much about his status. Can you give us an update on him and Yanni Gourde?
Yeah, in Jordan's case, the surgery was November 22nd, I believe, so he's about 7.5 weeks post-op. Got off the crutches about a week or so ago, so that's exciting. We're probably a week or 2 weeks out before he starts touching the ice, but he's in the pool doing stuff. He hasn't been able to put weight on this stuff for the first 6 weeks, but he's probably more towards the end of February before we see him back, probably post the Four Nations break. And then in Yanni's situation, there's been some progress, some other things we're kind of trying to figure out. So I don't really have a time frame per se, but it's probably at least a couple weeks at this point, depending on what we find moving forward.
The schedule's compressed, the Four Nations on the horizon. There's a ton of games, then there's a break, and then there's the stretch run. So where's your mind right now as far as what you want to see and how it affects some of the decisions you'll make?
Yeah, I mean, this is an important stretch for us as we head into that Four Nations break. I think with the Four Nations break and the trade deadline being on March 7th, that's when a lot of things will start to happen. There's a lot of dialogue and communication. You got to see where your team is as you get to that point. And that's the decision you make. Hey, are we in it? We got a chance for this. Are we going to add to it? Or we have to make decisions, some tough decisions. We'll move people out. But ideally, we just start playing the way we're capable of playing because I think we're a good team. And we've shown it, like I said, at times this year. We just need to do it on a consistent basis.
Well, it's great to be back in Pittsburgh. I know it's a great place for you still after all these years.
It is. Thanks.
A lot of great memories here. Ronnie, thanks for doing this. And we'll get back on track here tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right.